Give me a hell yeah if you're ready for a Reddit topic video. In this video, we're going to be talking about what is the best way to save money for a house. Not an apartment, not a studio apartment, not a ranch, a house in 2025. So let's get right to it. So the first one is saying you really have to stop eating out and spending money on blow. You would be surprised on how many people out there are spending money on fucking food other than like putting like saving on a budget. And on blow, I mean, I guess nowadays people are just spending money on drugs other than like food and stuff. One of the replies say order the alpha grind set switcheroo instead of spending money on blow. Blow people for money. What the fuck does that mean? Let's look at the next topic. Or the next thing. The second one is saying, put together a budget and stick to it. Assuming you have a good enough job that there is some amount of money after expenses to save. Don't just put it in a savings account. Look into various forms of short-term investments, bonds, money market, etc. The rates are always changing, so you have to pay attention to which ones are good at the moment. Let what money you do save grow. My thoughts on that one is, I mean, if you have enough money, I would recommend, like, I mean, I've seen people say that, like, they put most of their money into real estate properties, you know, stuff like that, and then they say they make, like, a good profit off of it. So, I mean, if you have the money, I'm pretty sure you could just put money into, like, a property, but with that being said, I think you have to do like your research behind it. You don't want to buy property in the fucking hood, and the next thing you know, you have fucking squatters living in that shit. And then that's, I mean, I don't know what do you do in that situation? Do you like think you could get a refund back? Let's look at the reply on that one. This takes a lot of effort and work nowadays. 20 years ago, I worked nights as it paid more. My wife taught summer school. We were poor, but okay. We had one car between the two of us for 9 years. 25 years later, our house is the most expensive on the block. 3 cars, kids, colleges paid for. We make more in retirement than we worked because we planned things out. We took government jobs for the pensions and invested young. Invested young. So what I'm getting from that response is be rich, be smart, and have a woman that teaches summer school. I mean, what the fuck? Let's look at another one. The one is saying do not break up or divorce. I will say, out of all the responses, I feel like that one is like the most important. You know, imagine you dating a girl, dating a chick, you know, whatever the fuck, marrying her later on, and then soon to find out she fucking is sucking some other guy's dick, and then her saying, yeah, I'm done with you. And then you divorce, or she divorces you, and then soon to, like, there's situations where they fucking take half of your shit, you know? I think that's like the most dumbest shit ever. I feel like marriage is like a poison, you know? Whatever you do and it doesn't work out in the end, they take half of it. I feel like that's stupid, but you know, that's life. People are gonna find out regardless that love is just a fucking poison, just a chemical reaction. Anyway, there's people saying have a higher income, choose your parents wisely. Like if you have a fucking choice, I mean shit. There's people out there being born into poverty, which is unfortunate, but it's whatever. Here's a long one. Depends on where in the world you're located and what sort of house you're looking to buy and where that house is. In that first topic or that first paragraph, that does make a lot of sense. Obviously, I feel like it would be nicer if you're like in the United States, you know, it would be like more freedom, other than fucking Mexico and you have cartels living in your fucking basement or cooking in your basement. and where the house is. I mean, I feel like if you're gonna look into buying property, I feel like the best bet is buying in the United States. Just cause like it's safer, I guess. I don't know. The second paragraph is, for the most part, if you want to buy a house in a more influential area or an area that's highly desirable to live in, be born or be born there or be directly related to someone who was born there, or be born into a family rich enough to be able to afford a house there. Otherwise, the community gates are shut. Like I said again, dude, not everyone is gonna be born into a wealthy ass family. The fucking, like, it's, the chances are like fucking rare. Um, that's the truth. I mean, shit. That's what it is. If you're looking to get into a house in an area that nobody really wants to live in, cheaper still, but it's gonna be expensive because you're buying a house that has already been made. If you're looking to get into a shitty house in an area that nobody really wants to live in, now we're cooking with gas. It's quite possibly the cheapest house to get. However, the maintenance and repair costs of the house would eat what you would have spent at a mediocre house. I'm not gonna read the whole fucking story this guy put out, but I guess in short terms, it's saying like don't buy a crack house infested with mold. Fucking nothing but stuff that needs to be repaired. I feel like the best bet is to invest into a house that's not fucked up. In other words, all these things are just all these topics. They're just saying save constantly, cut unnecessary expenses, and invest wisely. I guess what he means by that is, you know, stop buying condoms, stop buying food, stop buying unnecessary shit. It's weird because half of these are saying like save constantly, cut unnecessary expenses, and the other half is saying have rich parents. Like if you have a choice, like what the fuck? It's kind of weird, but that's what these comments are saying. Let's look at this one. Not sure what it is like now. 30 years ago, we had a rule to carry a zero credit card balance. The banks weren't impressed and wanted a down payment, so we earned up credit card debt in order to save for the down payment. For some reason, that was okay. It sucked. I don't know what it means by that. Let's look at another one. All these are just like replies though. Let's look at this one. This guy is saying, I worked at a bank 30 years ago. They ran credit checks on everyone. And still discriminated against people who had parents they didn't approve of, or were from the wrong side of the tracks, or were the wrong skin color, or went to the wrong church. What the hell? So you're saying that you couldn't buy a house because of your skin color? Because you went to the wrong church, because you were on the wrong side of the tracks. It's kind of weird. 30 years ago was a while ago, so there's that. A lot of these are just saying inherit money, inherit it, the fuck, make a sex tape with Ray J. What the fuck? I guess what he's trying to say is if you want to buy a house, just have sex with Ray J. I don't know who the fuck that is. Okay. Brokerage account, negative 20% of your take-home pay, ETFs, and no fee products. Some of these comments don't know, like they have like ugly grammar. I mean, what the hell? Okay, so here's another one. Here's a good one. Number 1 is live with parents as long as possible, which is, I wouldn't agree on it because imagine being like 30 years old, them being like 60, 70, and you're still living with them. And you can't bring a girl home, a guy home. You can't shit in peace. I mean, if you're waiting for them to die, I mean, go for it. The second part is go to community college, which is, Is college still a thing? I mean, like, I don't know. It depends on what like associate's degree you're gonna get, but I don't know if college is still a thing. Number three is go to an in-state public school and hopefully with partial or full scholarship. Um, my take on that is it's pointless to go to it's pointless to go to college if you have no money backing you up, you know? If you're going to like a university and you have no scholarships whatsoever, I think you're just fucking yourself deep. Like, your future self will hate you. I feel like it, I mean, if that makes sense. Even if it's a little bit of money, I don't think that will cover you for the whole semester. I heard books are like, shit. I know they're expensive, but I don't think you will survive just on a partial scholarship. The fourth one is work every summer. I mean, I guess. And the fifth one is never live alone. Dude, if you have it made, if you have your house paid off and you have, you know, bills like just like if you're not struggling, I don't see what's wrong with living alone. I mean, you have more freedom to yourself. You have more like you can do anything you want in your house. You don't have to listen to your bitch wife. Anyway, yeah, here's a good one. This one is saying don't spend it. On a serious note, ask your employer to see if they'll take a certain amount off your payroll before you see it and put it into some sort of savings platform. Depends where you are and what's available. Many countries have options where you can save and take it out tax-free, and if you're buying a home, money you put into funds like this is often tax-free too. In Canada, there's an RRSP option that allows this. Many employers will match employee donations up to a point. So I'm guessing this is only reliable to Canada. I don't know if the US does that. Let's look at another one. Invest in your career so you can get a job that pays better, so you can save easier, so you can qualify for a big enough mortgage. I mean, it depends on your career though. Like, what career pays the most nowadays? I'm sure it's still like being a doctor, a surgeon, some sort of in the medical field. But those are like years, multiple years into school. Not only that, but you have to like be accepted into like residency. You have to like pass your classes. You have to pass the tests. If you're going through that career, I mean, I don't see why not, but it's pointless if you're going through that same direction and your career is being a car mechanic or like a gender study professor or something stupid. This one is saying just work, simply work. And by work, I mean actual hard work, not just doing 40 hours a week, calling that effort. Okay. So what jobs go over the 40-hour week mark, you know? Probably like the oil fields, truck driving, the oil rigs. Anyway, this one is saying roommates are living at home or becoming a U-Haul lesbian. What the actual hell? The problem with me is like, if you're living with a roommate, I feel like you have to live with a dedicated roommate. You can't live with someone just because y'all are going halves. I feel like that's where most people fuck up. Because if you think about it, you know, you can go like out in the world, meet someone in your own situation, and you could just be like, let's live together, let's go half and half. They'll probably say yes because, you know, you're going half and half. But soon to find out, they're probably like a drug addict. They're probably a messy person. They're probably
nearly done there.
They probably have like 3 months saved up, and after that, you're fucked. So I feel like if you're gonna live with like a a roommate, you have to like really build a connection beforehand before you make an agreement. Like, hey, let's go half and half. Because it must suck, you know, like living with a roommate that you have no experience background with them. Soon to find out they're like fucking you over in the future. I feel like that's a bad way to go into saving money for like a mortgage or for like a house. Let's look at another one. This one is saying, I lived in a travel trailer for years outside of friends' houses or as storage units. Bought a house, but so far it has not been worth it. The mental toll of living like that and the financial burden has me in a complete nervous breakdown. I've been sleeping in my car for 2 weeks now because I just can't be in the house. I fucking hate it. That one is weird. If you've been living in a car and you bought a house for yourself and you don't like it and you hate it and it gets you in like a nervous breakdown, what was the point of buying the house? I mean, it sucks, dude, because I feel like buying a house is a huge investment once you pay it off. But the problem is, how will you buy the house? Because obviously you need to buy it. Obviously you need to make payments, unless you're some fucking rich fuck who will pay that shit cash. But besides the point, if you buy a house and you're just more sad and you would rather live in like in a trailer house or like in a car, what was the point of buying the house? I mean, that one doesn't make sense because, I mean, yeah, a good house, you could do a lot of stuff in it, you know, decorate it, take long ass shits. You know, you don't have to flush it. You don't have to have no one tell you what to do. You could pee with the toilet seat down. You know, you could do a lot of stuff if you buy a house by yourself. Let's look at one more. The first step is to decide if you want a house, okay? And what do you want for it? If you want it because you know that rent is going to continue to rise, or because you want to pay it off and then dedicate the mortgage payments to another investment, or because you want to maintain and improve it for sell it more than 5 years, those are good reasons. If you want a house just because that's what you're supposed to do, or because you think just having one will end all money woes, not so good. Okay, so I can see where this guy's coming from, but the grammar, again, it's not all there. But what this guy is saying is like, you gotta, if you buy a house, or if you're planning to buy a house, you gotta be committed, because the down payment itself will fuck you over, probably. But that's a good point though, because if you pay off the house, you can stay in it, you can live in it, you know, live rent-free. Obviously you would have to pay bills, but if you want to resell it in another 5 years, 10 years, maybe 20, you can make like a huge profit. But you have to be really committed, because that's a lot of years just to make a profit. You know, you have to, it's not like you're gonna pull it up or put it up for sale and have all these people waiting to buy it. You know, it takes time. So I feel like that's a good take. But my personal opinion on this whole topic is, if you have the money, I don't see why not, you know? Yeah. See you guys on the next one.
Some serious damage down there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, look. I got bandages and stuff.
That's good, son. That's really good.
I'm taking care of you. All right? It's all gonna be fine. They've radioed a boat to come and get us.
You did what?
I radioed the boat.
No. No. Oh, Jesus Christ. You have just told every cunt of an Iron Cross exactly where we are.
Oh, I fucked up.
Yeah, you fucked up. You're useless.
Fucking know that, don't I? I did Rodden's on myself, all right?
Yeah, well, no surprise there.
I did it with me dad. He said I was useless just like you, and then he fucked off and let me take the fall for it.
Well, listen to me, you're not... You're not useless. Why do you think that I recruited you for in the first fucking place?
No idea.
Because you're a trier. Like them banks you tried to rob. Even though you fucked up, you kept trying.
And what good's that now? They're not coming for a side, eh?
This is war, son. We fight one battle and then we fight another one until it's done. What you gonna do? Feel sorry for yourself and just fucking lay down and die? Or are you Billy Bridger, a trier?
Yeah, I suppose.
I can't hear you!
Yes! I am. Oh, Billy fucking Bridger!
Good boy, that's what I want to hear. Right, how about you join your old mate and we go and kill a load of sauerkraut munchers?
Yes, please.
That infantry will be here any second. Now find some cover and I'll support you from up here.